British Prime Minister has been defending his deal on the EU in the UK Parliament. The deal would include an emergency brake to restrict benefits for some migrants to the UK upon their arrival, as well as a mechanism that would make it easier to block EU laws. Member states will decide whether to adopt the proposals at a summit later this month. The deal will then be put to the British people in an in-out referendum on Europe. David Cameron says he's won important concessions from the EU.
We said in our manifesto that anyone coming to Britain from the EU searching for work should not get unemployment benefit, and we've fulfilled that promise. We've said if within 6 months they don't have a job, they should go home. We've fulfilled that promise. We said that people should not be able to come here and send British child benefit back to their families, and we have secured that they will only get child benefit at a local rate. And we said no more something for nothing. The idea that you could come here, claim immediately from our in-work benefit system without paying in was not right. And I said we would secure a 4-year gap, and we have. People said it would be impossible, but that is what we put in place. Now, it is a negotiation, but these are good proposals that I think will have the backing of the British people, because they mean no more something for nothing, and that's a vital value for Britain.
Well, Hannah Hoexter has more on all of this from London. Hannah, good to see you there. So David Cameron has been defending that deal in Parliament. What else has been said, and how was his speech greeted?
Yes, we've just been watching Prime Minister's Question Time, which of course happens every week, and various MPs, members of Parliament, get to address their concerns to David Cameron. So, of course, given what's happened this week with Donald Tusk, the European Commission President, having outlined a draft negotiation for United Kingdom within Europe, we knew that David Cameron would potentially come under a lot of pressure from members of Parliament. Actually, David Cameron had a very easy time. Most specifically, the leader of the opposition, Jeremy Corbyn, kept very quiet. We know that Jeremy Corbyn was very angry when he spoke out yesterday. He said, well, actually, why has David Cameron spoken out and responded to this in Chippenham, some area outside of London? He should actually be addressing the Parliament. So Jeremy Corbyn, when he spoke on Tuesday, was very angry, saying, well, actually, David Cameron has contradicted what he says when he defends national sovereignty of Parliament, because obviously he's not here to defend it. Either way, Prime Minister Question Time this Wednesday, David Cameron only had 2 questions about the Britain response to Donald Tusk. And those 2 questions were from one member of his own party saying, and you heard the answer there, saying, well, actually, how do you feel about the child benefit still being in place? The other issue that he was given a bit of a tough time was over the timings, because David Cameron said he would like to host this referendum at the end of June. Scottish members of Parliament said, well, actually, that contradicts with local elections for Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland. So that's where he did actually have some contentious issues. But other than that, David Cameron had a very easy time in Prime Minister's Question Times this Wednesday.
Well, it's not just the Parliament and the public, is it, that Cameron has to win over? He's also got to win over the press. How's the deal gone down there?
Yes, I think Britain is very well known for its colourful press, and I don't think the headlines held back this morning. Let's not forget Rupert Murdoch, who is a right-wing and quite anti-Eurosceptic. He owns most of the major publications here. So the front pages were very colourful, sort of various gimmicks. For example, this is, and I can say some of them, The Great Delusion, that's from Daily Mail. Who do you think you're kidding, Mr. Cameron? That is from The Sun. And a local newspaper, a free newspaper, saying, you are kidding, you are joking. That's from Metro. So, and Daily Express, another right wing, said that this Cameron EU deal is a joke. So yes, there's not very favourable press for David Cameron, certainly from the right wing leading press agencies, press newspapers here.
OK, Hannah, thank you very much for the update.